How many oddities in the sky cannot be explained by air traffic control or even the Ministry of Defence? On yesterday's programme, Simon Jack couldn't restrain himself. He blamed his children, of course, when he was talking to his Friday boss, the head of UK Air Traffic Control, Richard Deakin, and asked him how often they saw something odd that no one could identify.
Very quickly, my children asked me to ask you this question. Have you or any of your staff ever been unable to explain a flying object?
Excellent.
Next question.
Is there a procedure? Come on.
Well, occasionally there are objects that I identified that don't sort of conform to normal traffic patterns. I mean, not just from a UK point of view, but from around the world. I have to say it's not something that occupies a huge amount of my time, though.
Is that a yes? How many
That is a yes, typically around one a month, something along those lines.
1 a month? Skies are buzzing with UFOs.
Well, I spoke this morning to Nick Pope, UFO expert and former UFO investigator at the Ministry of Defence, no less. Did that kind of figure surprise him?
No, it's pretty much what we expected and what we received. I got about 200 or 300 UFO reports each year. Most of them did turn out, after investigation, to be misidentifications of aircraft, lights, weather balloons, meteors, satellites, so that probably did leave us with 1 or 2 a month that we found genuinely quite interesting.
How interesting?
Well, very. In a sense, anything flying in our airspace that we can't identify is self-evidently of interest to the government and the military. Now, of course, our mindset with this is it's probably more likely to be Russian than Martian, but nonetheless, anything flying around, we wanted to know what it was.
How many turned out to be genuinely puzzling over a long period?
Well, each year maybe half a dozen, something like that, and the cases that we found most interesting were, for example, where we had sightings from police officers, pilots or military personnel, cases where we had an interesting photo or video that MOD's technical wizards could have a look at, and of course visual sightings correlated by some sort of radar evidence.
Has there ever been one that led you to believe that it was something from somewhere else?
No, there was no definitive smoking gun that said these things are alien, but on the other hand, we never said never, and there were certainly 1 or 2 cases over the years that even the die-hard skeptics at MOD scratched their head and said, well, we genuinely are puzzled by this one.
I suppose one of the things that tends to happen is that there's a new plane that you've never heard of, some new spy plane that dodges radar, that kind of thing, and you see it before you're told it exists, and that's puzzling.
Absolutely, and indeed the Americans with stealth. Pilots were seeing the aircraft 5–10 years before it was publicly declared, and it actually suited the American government to have people report these things as flying saucers as opposed to spy planes. So yes.
Presumably in the MOD there's still a little unit somewhere with a filing cabinet, you know, with various files marked peculiar.
Officially, MOD axed their UFO project in 2009. Unofficially, and you know, I'm still in touch with a lot of people in MOD and the military, I think people get round that by using phrases like unusual aircraft and unconventional helicopter. No one wants to say they've seen a UFO anyway, because it can be the kiss of death career-wise. I mean, the fear of ridicule, the fear of disbelief is still